Om Sadashiva-Samarambha Shankaracharya-Madhyama Asmadacharya-Paryanta Vande Guru-Parampara Gurur-Brahma Gurur-Vishnu Gurur-Devo Maheshwara Guru-Sakshat Param-Brahma Tasmai Shri-Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So let us read, at least hopefully you are acquainted with this. Om Usannavayim Vajasravasah Sarvavedasam Dado Tasyaha Nachiketa Nama Putra Asa Tagum Hakumaragum Santam Dakshinasu Niyamanasu Shraddha Vivesha So Manyata. In the last class, we have discussed that this boy Nachiketas, whose father, desiring heaven, did Vishwajit Yaga, where he had to give away everything. And the father name is Vajasravasa, and his father also equally a great person who had done or who had fame because he had given or distributed food to others. So from this family lineage, this young boy called Nachiketas, now when all these dakshinas are being taken away, and of course in a order, because dakshina has to be given, as I told you, not based on the work but based on the knowledge. You know, there is a beautiful story, very old story goes. Practical, because some people say, how is it possible? You should pay based on the work, not based on the knowledge. For that, we have a management story, beautiful management story, because if you tell a management story, this, so-called thinkers, I call them idiots, okay? They understand and appreciate in a better way. So you have to create it, called management story. However, this story you know that. So one of the executive person was carrying his, let us say, very exotic car. I don't want to get into the brand name. And of course, as he was driving countryside, and it got stopped. So he did not know what to do. And he tried his level best to see the network, whether the network is working or not. And of course, there was no network. He cannot contact any service who can help to give the support. Then what else to do? Then he asked somebody, is there any mechanic over here who can really help? I know in this village, and that to my so great car, I don't want to touch, but I don't have any other choice. I cannot leave the car here, nor I can go. It's a big mess. Somebody said, yes, there is one mechanic here nearby. Very nice person, you can. So will it be possible? Will anybody touch car here? No, nothing will happen. You can manage and call him. And of course the mechanic came and saw the car. Then this person was reluctant. Have you ever done anything? Have you ever tried? Have you ever really fixed this car? Have you ever seen this car first? Okay, started with. Have you ever seen this car? Have you ever touched? Have you ever worked? This person said, don't worry. Tell me what is the problem. Now see, first thing is now engine got seized, it seems. Nothing is working, no starting. So he went and tried to start. Something he understood. Then he opened the front we call bonnet, as you said, the front one he opened where the engine, everything is there. So he tried to spend a lot of time, more than half an hour, try to understand this and that, everything. Then after understanding, takes a hammer and in one place hit. In fact, this person was shocked, hey, don't do that. So just he hit. So once the hit was done, then he asked, okay, now you can start. To the surprise, this person when he started moving. Means engine was perfectly and engine was ignited. Wow, that's something really magic. Then he asked, okay, how much I should pay for it? So he was expecting, something very small, because after all, one hit, okay? And that too, what is the big deal in it? Now, I am just increasing price because the car is big, okay? So that's why, based on the price car, I have to increase the bill now here. So he said, let me talk in euro, so 500 euro. What? 500 euro? You mean just for one hit? 500 euro, that too in countryside? What are you talking? Have you gone crazy because you saw that a big car, that's why you are charging it? And that too, what did you do? Just took a hammer and hit? He said, this is the problem. Actually, for hammering, I am charging just 1 euro, okay, remember? But where to hammer? How much effort I have to put to analyze and to understand? For that, I have charged 499 euro. This is called dakshina. You understand the concept of dakshina, how it works? Not how much work you did, but to say that mantra or that way, the way you carry yourself, the way you present over that occasion there, how you present, how you do it, that itself has got a lot of preparation. The person must have done a lot of sadhana, a lot of things. Based on that, only the person will be able to carry one's own self at that given moment. So we need to look at that aspect, and that is called exactly dakshina part. So however here, so each dakshina was being carried. It has to be given, and not only that, those who were part of it, also those who were witnessing. Satsadebhyo, that is what, very nicely. So those who were witnessing also, they have to also get. To make sure that everybody is part of it. Now when all these things are taken away, as we have seen, now instead of having worries and anxieties, now this child started thinking. For him, because of astika buddhi, now he starts thinking shraddha vivesha. So that means he is taken over by avesha, that is avesha, taken over by shraddha. So when the shraddha becomes predominant, this is the most important aspect. When the shraddha becomes predominant, you don't question others. You question yourself and your way of thinking. This is the beauty of shraddha. Wherever shraddha is there, even though the word trust is not equivalent to shraddha, because shraddha is much more than the trust, still for the transaction sake we can use the trust with being very careful. So wherever there is a trust, there you don't question others, you don't question others' intention, but you question yourself and your way of thinking. And you try to analyze where things are going wrong, not where others have gone wrong. Now this young boy, because of this shraddha, now he starts questioning himself based on what he sees, what he knows. So how he does, let us look at so that it becomes easier to understand. Verse number 3. Pitodaka dagdatruna दुग्धदोहा निरिन्द्रिया आनन्दानामते लोकाः तान् स गच्छति ताददत् पीत्वोदका दग्धतृणाः दुग्धदोहा निरिन्द्रियाः आनन्दानामते लोकाः तान् स गच्छति ताददत्. Interestingly, because when all these things, there are some dispute in this verse is there. Let me share. So like some people say, look, so he saw all this, like, okay, let me go verse by verse, then word by word, then it becomes understood. Pitodakaha. So pitodaka means the cows which have already drunk water, means for the last time, no more they can drink. Means imagine what a condition of the cow. Last time, yes, they have also completed. Not only that, the jagdhatunaha means which have eaten grass, means the no teeth at all. Last time they have finished their grass eating. Dugdhadoha, of course, which have given milk for the last time. Nirindriyaha means are unproductive. So this sort of description of the cow means completely old cow, thin and not able to walk properly. Just imagine. So now the confusion is here. Some people say, this is called, different mind talks, different have sick way, that look, he was trying to preserve, now he is giving away. It's not like that, because when somebody does Vishwajit Yaga, will not do that. He has given away the best, everything is gone. This is towards the end. So when everything is gone away, because the best thing has to be given first, not the worst thing, okay? Because generally what we give, first we give the worst, which is not useful for me. Like, I remember child, okay? Child will have many toys. Suppose another child come, and another child sing this collection of the child will, sing the collection of the toys will cry. I want a toy. So then mama of this child will ask, hey, look, you have so many toys. Can't you give one, please? Well, I have observed this, okay, very nicely. So then that fellow will start thinking, which one to give? Now, what analysis that fellow will do, you should see. Finally, whatever analysis that fellow knows, will pick up the last one which he has not used for many days. Means, which is not useful, which is not wanted for him. That one he will, okay, take it. That too, in that you can see the vairagyam, okay? When you give, you understand? Just will give. Will not look at it, because if he looks at it again, there will be some attachment. So here, this is how life is. But here is not like that. Here, because everything is being given towards the end of Dakshina. So when these cows are being taken away towards the end, that means almost everything is over now. That time what happens? This boy starts thinking, what is going on here? Now my father did this yaga, this ritual, to go to heaven. Now, the way it looks to me, I don't think that he will really go to heaven. But where he will go? He says, look, the way it looks to me, Ananda namate loka tansa gacchati tadadat. By giving away these cows, definitely, where he will go? He will go to such a place called Anandanam, where there is no joy at all. No Ananda iti, Ananda. There is no happiness. Means instead of going to heaven, definitely he is going to hell. You understand? In short. Means where only problem and problem. That's why Dakshina is very important in day-to-day life. Especially in the yaga and rituals. You know the life story of one of the chief minister of Tamil Nadu. now no more. Anyway, both of them are no more. So both Tata and Amma, both of them are no more now. So one of the chief minister gave one danam. Danam means giving charity, you can say. One elephant to a temple, because somebody said in astrologically that she has to give danam to a temple, one elephant to the temple. But she was following very much this astrology. Every moment that she make, she has to follow the astrology. Let me not get into controversy. I am very careful here now. So finally, he handed over one elephant. So, okay, nothing wrong in it. But along with dana, you have to give dakshina. When you hand over elephant to a temple, you have to make sure that elephant should survive. Not to give away the elephant, then what poor temple fellows will cry. Where to get money to feed the elephant? And you may believe it or not, she went through a very tough time. Because she did not take care of, she did not do the proper arrangement to take care of the elephant. And what a tough time she went through, you cannot believe it. Somehow when again she came to the power, then they said, now you have to do something. What? Personally, you have to do prayashchitam. You have to take care of 100 elephants, personally. So you have to feed 100 elephants, personally. And when she was in power, of course this can be done when you are in power. So she ordered all the temple, wherever, because in South India many temples we have elephant, ordered compulsory, all the elephants have to come to one particular place, because there will be, they will relax, for relaxation camp. We have to check everything, all doctors will be there, checking will be done. So in short, what she was doing is, she was feeding all the elephants, taking care of them. This has happened. Live story is sent just a few years back. So this is the impact of dana and dakshina. Just I am trying to give you the live examples. And there are many cases, many examples from Puranas are there. Now we can add this in local Purana, okay? What we call as Skanda Purana, okay? So we can add this new version, okay? So coming back here. So when all these are being taken, now seeing these dilapidated cows, ruined cows, elderly cows, now this child started thinking, my father instead of going to heaven, now definitely is going to hell. Means where there will be only unhappiness, there won't be any joy. Then what is the purpose of doing? And moreover, I am, me being a child, also a wealth. We say putra dhanamiti. The son, the child, the progeny is another wealth. So me being wealth, he has to take care of me first. He has to give somebody to me first. Okay, after giving me, if he gives cow and all these things towards him, that is acceptable. When there is something special left, which is more precious, to be handed over first. How come he has not handed over to me first to others as dakshina, but he is now giving out the best thing, towards anything the worst thing? It's not acceptable. Because this is how the culture dakshina concept comes very carefully and clearly. In fact, one of the king called Harishchandra, these are the concept comes in different occasion in different way. So Harishchandra means who comes, the Rama comes in the lineage of Harishchandra, okay? Lord Rama. In fact, the Bhagirathi, Ganga, Bhagiratha, also from the same lineage, Harishchandra, from the same family. Harishchandra was being tested by, because he stood for truth. Once he gives the word, never goes back. Vishwamitra came, because you know Vishwamitra. So Vishwamitra came as usual. Said that, look, you have given me words in your dream. Not when you are awake, okay? In your dream you have given me words. And remember Vishwamitra says you have given me words in the dream. That means he understands what is a dream. So if this is the case, in the dream you have given me word that you have to give me away everything. Harishchandra had to give, say yes. Okay, all these things, everything was given in Danam. After Danam, Dakshina, where is Dakshina? You have to take care, because without Dakshina, Danam is not complete. So what is Dakshina to be given? Say, I don't have anything. Who says you don't have anything? You have your wife, you have your child. Sell them. In fact, he had to sell his wife and child. And not only that, he himself was sold. Being a king, that to Harishchandra, such a great king, he was being sold, and he did in Kashi what we call as a Manikanika Ghat. So that's why they say. So there he started doing, doing the job of burning the dead bodies. And he himself was sold. And with that he handed over everything to Vishwamitra. And of course later on he got back everything. That is another story altogether, because Vishwamitra wanted to test him. But in order to test him, what hell he went through, you cannot think of. Finally the child passed away because of a snake bite, and the mother brings the child to burn the body in the cremation ground. Now being father, Harishchandra asked, where is money? Unless you give money, I cannot burn. He said, look, it's your son. Do you understand? No. That person is different. Now I am in duty. So when I am in duty, my owner has asked, whoever comes has to pay. Unless you pay, I cannot burn the body of the child. And of course, when the situation becomes critical, that time Vishwamitra arrives, hey, don't worry, I was testing everything. Now everything will come back. And of course, the child became alive, everything became other way around. And he got back everything. Okay, take your kingdom, everything. So these are the things have been highlighted. So that means the child must have really, got lot of information regarding this. Just I am trying to tell you. Being born in such a family, he must have got all these informations beforehand. Now he starts projecting himself that why not, to whom you are planning to give, you should give me away first. Then he there opposes. This is the most important aspect in ritual, which now the verse number 4 starts saying. Because in a ritual, one point I would like to highlight here. Many people say that I am doing ritual but nothing is happening. The result is not coming. Many complaint I do get, some people. Because there are basic rules in a ritual, people do not know, and even if know, they don't follow. For example, the Karta, the Yajamana, means the one who does the ritual. Moment he takes Sankalpa, after Sankalpa, is not supposed to talk anything. Supposed to keep quiet. But nowadays every Yajamana is busy in WhatsApp, you understand, in Facebook, WhatsApp and everything. And they will go, okay, oh, priest, tell me when to do, when to sit. And because of this corona, over phone also, I hand over my Yajamanatam to you, so you are my Purohita. So you, on behalf of me, you take over. Online puja, online home, okay? Because the rule is that the Karta must not open mouth. And whatever Karta says, please understand, this is our concept. Whatever says, everybody has to listen, everybody has to follow. Suppose during that time Karta says something, others do not follow. How do you think that ritual will bring the result? Will not bring. So that's why, to avoid all these things, the safest rule is, whenever any ritual is there, the moment Sankalpa starts, till the ritual is over, Karta should not open mouth at all. For example, if you tell the child is moving there, hey, come here or go away, child does not listen to it. This is the smallest example, okay? Child is making noise, you ask mother, can you take the child away? Suppose mother is busy, comes 10 minutes after. that means what? You have lost your power. Definitely that ritual will not bring what you want, because already you have lost your what's there. That's why as a rule, Karta is not supposed to open the mouth. These are the tricks and techniques to get the best out of the ritual. That's what I'm trying to say at this point. Because whatever the Karta opens the mouth, whatever says, that has to be respected. Keeping with that, now let us look at the verse number 4. Sahovacha pitaram tata kasmi mam dasyasiti ditiyam tritiyam tagum hovacha mrutyavetva dadamiti. Sahovacha pitaram tata kasmi mam dasyasiti ditiyam tritiyam tam hovacha mrutyavetva dadamiti. As usual, being a child with a lot of maturity, but the problem is father thinks is immature. This is the problem. And remember, every parents think their children are incapable and immature till their end. This is some psychological problem, okay? I'm sorry to say. Every parents, they have this psychological problem. And the worst thing is, the child who has gone through this suffering, when he becomes father or mother, he also behaves in the same way with their children. Some psychological, gene problem they have, everybody has. I don't know how and why it happens. One thing you want to overprotect. Nothing to protect, okay? Please. However, coming back here. Now the child talks here, even if being a child, talks very mature way. Thinking is very clear. But the father thinks, of course, other way around. Generally normal way. Even though the person is such a highly learned person. Now he says, this child says, okay. Oh Pitaram, oh father, now please tell me, to whom will you give me away? To whom are you going to give me away as Dakshina? Because this Dakshina part is going on. Tatha kasmi dasyasi ma. Dasyasi ma means, will you give me as Dakshina? Kasmi to whom? So when he says that, to whom you are going to give me as Dakshina, means there are so many people, so many things, definitely I am also part of it. You have to give it away because I am your wealth as a progeny. Now when he says this thing, this is the problem. One time he said, okay, father said, okay child, leave it. He could manage, okay. Ditiyam, second time. And you know what happens. Now what happens? Third time when he said, poor father lost his temper. So he lost his temper, then finally he got angry. With anger he said, Mrutyame tvam dadamiti. That means what? In very simple language, get out from here. Means I will give you to whom? I am giving you to Lord Yama, Lord Death. So in his mind, that get away from here, okay? Or if you want to be little bit rude, get lost. Or if you want to be little stronger, go to hell. You understand? These are the, go away, get away, get lost, or go to hell. These are the expressions. Just we know according to the context, because people use it, okay? But here, very sophisticated way. What? I am giving you to Lord Death. Now, father has uttered this word. And remember here, father, who is father? Who has done yaga, ritual, still he is karta. Karta means a doer of that ritual. Desiring to go to heaven. And the child, this is called, you have to be clear about your purpose. The problem, what is happening in day-to-day life is, sometimes you are clear with your thinking, then later on your thinking gets crowded and clouded. In the beginning, if you observe yourself, in many occasions, your thinking is very clear. But as you start approaching, your thinking gets clouded and crowded. Because of insecurity, because of sense of loss, because of many other factors. That shows that you are not matured. Because in the beginning, when the thinking is clear, maybe that is your smartness, that is your intelligence, but not your maturity. Be very clear and careful. Because maturity will indicate that the clarity has to be continued till end. That's why, as long as, please understand, the length, you can say, till the end, if the maturity continues, then only you can see till the end, till the end there is the clarity with reference to any occasion or any situation or anything that you are doing. Till the end, if there is a clarity and you maintain that clarity, you stick to that, that shows, that indicates that your maturity, that you are a matured person. If anywhere in between you start fluctuating, or towards end also you fluctuate, that means you are not matured. Just observe this point very carefully. This is how one has to see and understand the maturity. Why I took this point from here? So what was his concept in the beginning? Now father is doing, this is called clarity. This is called first intelligence because of Shraddha. You can say humisical. Some fancy came in. That he had Shraddha because of endowed with Shraddha. Or you can say in your day-to-day life, because of your love and affection. Suppose you say something to somebody, or you want to do something for somebody with love and affection, or with attachment. So here is Shraddha. Just try to compare the situation carefully. Now, what is there? First thing he thought, father is doing a ritual to go to heaven. Now, whatever is happening, I don't think that he is going to heaven. Maybe he is going to a world where you will have more pain, ananda, no joy at all. Now let me do something. So me being wealth also to be given away, so that I can help him to go to heaven. Now this is his clarity. Started with, let us say, intelligence, started with smartness, started with whatever you may say. Here Shraddha. Just to try to map yourself. Now as it starts closer, then with that he got carried away. He asked his father once, twice, 3 times. Now what happens? Father says that I am giving you to Lord Death. Now complication starts. Now when the complication starts, now what will happen? Now the person, whether to withdraw or continue, that is a question mark. Because if he withdraws, because he understands very well that it is nothing but out of anger. But if he does not follow whatever father has said, that means again what? He is contradicting. Because when he has this knowledge that I am the progeny, being a child is wealth of father, I also can be given away. He must also have this knowledge that whatever a karta says during ritual time has to be respected, has to be protected. So you cannot take one portion of knowledge for your convenience. Other thing you cannot keep it aside. Can you see this point? This is called maturity. What generally you do? Whenever there is a problem, wherever there is issue, what you do? You only take the convenient portion of the knowledge. So whichever knowledge, even if you have, not that you don't have, whichever is inconvenient for you, puts you in trouble and difficulties, then what you do? You try to interpret you. Actually, father was told out of anger, out of frustration. I must take care of him. You understand? So that is you can see the clarity in his thinking all the time. Here, when this was being told that I am going to give him, he did not think back, oh, father said this out of anger, I don't have to look at this way, let me continue. No, he starts asking question himself. What is going on? Why did father say this? Am I useless? First question, am I useless? Is he planning to get rid of me? So this is called first. This is called the first to ask question. What is the purpose? Now he says the verse number 5. Bahunamemi prathamaha, bahunamemi madhyamaha, kigum siddhyavasya kartavyam, yanmayadya karishyate. Bahunamemi prathamaha, bahunamemi madhyamaha, kigum siddhyavasya kartavyam, yanmayadya karishyate. If I look at myself, so indicates here there are many children, not only he was only child, okay, which is not. So bahunamemi prathama, in different occasions, among many students, among many students, because father is a teacher. Always. Only when father cannot become a teacher, only sends to the Gurukulam. Okay. Like we have this concept also till now in South India, it is there. Generally, this Gayatri mantra is supposed to be given by the father to the child. There are cases, suppose father cannot give, father is not confident, but then you don't worry, last moment they prepare themselves for one day before, they will start doing japam. Really not, they don't do japam, all his mind will be busy, but let's say, okay, I did it, lot of japam one day before and hand over the mantra. That's another joke. But suppose a person, father does not or is not interested or not capable of giving Gayatri Diksha to the child, can be given by the Guru. So there is a provision is there. So here, like that, so the father is a teacher. If the father cannot be a teacher, then can send to Gurukulam. So here he says, Bahunamimi Prathama. So among, if you look children or student, both children, among many children. Now what? Bahunam, among many, Emi Prathamaha, I am the first. Bahunam, among many, Emi Madhyamaha, I am average. So that means there is no time I am adhama, I am useless. This is the conclusion. So what is prathamaha, what is madhyamaha? So we say prathama means that guroho ingitam gyatva prabhuti. So by understanding the indication of the guru, the teacher or father, the person is engaged in activities. So that means you don't need the word of the person. You understand the person. What the person wants to say, what is to be done. You don't need words, you don't need any order. Very nicely, somebody said beautifully. Okay, then what is the next category? That I will come next. Next category is that when Guru, then what he does? Agya vasena prabhutihi madhyama iti. So when Guru, the teacher or father, says something to do, then you are doing it. So when somebody says something, you do it. That time you are just average person. Okay? With reference to that person, you are just an average person. This is the best way to live in the life. This is called relationship. In relationship, either you have to be prathama or you have to be madhyama, not adhama. But nowadays, relationship is only based on adhama and once in a while madhyama. You understand? So, prathama means you don't have to wait for the person. Seeing the person, you can think along with the person's thinking. You don't give any chance the person to utter any word. We say the relationship between mother and child is amazing, that too with reference to hunger, with reference to feeding. The mother can make out from a distance that whether child is hungry or not. The child need not ask that, Mama, I am hungry, feed me. I am talking this general rule. There are some exceptions, that is different thing altogether. So that means you can see this point. The relationship between the child and mother is always great and one of the most strong relationship because of this. And wherever this is not there, the relationship is not okay. Because with reference to feeding, either the mama is prathamaha or madhyamaha. Seeing the child feeds or child asks, definitely, I want to eat this, I want to eat that. The mother jumps and arranges. And if you cannot, there is no resource, nothing. Don't worry, today is not there. We'll explain, don't worry, I have made some other thing it. But definitely once I get something, I'll make it done. So that means always prathamaha and madhyama. This is the beautiful point to understand the relationship. And adhama means what? You know better, okay? Even if the person says to do, you don't do. That's his problem. What does he think of himself? You think that I don't have anything to do? I am after all an individual. Mom, do you know I am 18? This is a new word, okay? Mom, I am 18. Means I know what I am doing. Okay, shut your mouth. Coming back here. That's why if you want to make the relationship stronger with anybody and everybody, try to be either prathamaha or madhyamaha. That's why they say beautifully that if before somebody asks something, you do, that time you are a student. Whereas if the person says, hey, look, do this, listening to the order, if you follow or you do it, that time you are a servant. Servant is supposed to carry forward the instruction of the master. If not, get out from the job. So that means if you look at in your life, sometimes neither you are a student nor you are a servant. In fact, most of the time you are owner. Once in a while, you pretend to be servant because of helplessness, because of something or other, because of some emotions. Whether it can be love, affection, attachment, sense of loss, this, that, you understand? Because of all these things, once in a while, you become a servant. And he asked this question to himself. Bahuna may be prathama. In many occasions, you can look at this way also, little bit twisting. Among many here. So in many occasions, I can say this way. In many occasions, I am prathama. In many occasions, I am madhyama, average. I am the best. Sometimes I am average. But there is no chance of me being the last. But here what happens? No, but I am shocked and surprised. Why the Father wants to give me away? I am not useless. I am not a burden. So that means what? There is something to be done by me. That's why Father is a kinsit kartavyam. What work indeed is there? And where? Yamaha, yamasya, for this Lord Yama, for death. And that's why what happens? Yat karishyati maya adya. Now my Father will accomplish through me now by sending me over there. What is going to accomplish? That means there is some work indeed with reference to Lord Death and my Father. Now maybe Father is planning to send there so that at least let me be Madhyama at this moment. If I cannot be Prathama because I have missed the chance of being Prathama. Can you see this point? At the crucial time, he is thinking, hey look, I cannot because already I have missed the chance of being Prathama. Now I cannot because already he has said something. Now at least let me be Madhyama. I cannot afford to become Adhama. So that means there is some work. There is something to be achieved by me. Me going to Lord Death, definitely Father is going to achieve something. That's why Father is sending me. Again, this reflects the maturity. How we started, seeing the clarity in every moment of a given situation. But the problem, what happens is, when a situation comes, instead of seeing the clarity in you, you are looking at the end result. You are more connected, more dwelling upon the end result. So when you start looking at the end result, the more you dwell upon the end result, the more you become restless. Just observe the day-to-day functioning. Because many people ask, why a person becomes restless? When you start something very stable, many times happens, while starting time you are a very stable person. With great enthusiasm, you start. But after some time, what happens to your enthusiasm? Goes away. Why? Because you are more focused on end result. So when you are more focusing on end result, then what happens? Like if you are driving a vehicle, so you are only applying accelerator. How to speed up and reach faster. You understand? That's why the restlessness takes over the person. That's why the job is here. Every moment, you need to see the clarity in any situation. So the focus should not be end, because after ending this, you will start another one. It's like me taking class. Once I complete one text, hey, I have to give 1 or 2 days break. Again, I have to start another text. So if this is the case, why to hurry up? Why to speed up? Can you see? Relaxly, I'm talking it. I'm giving you my example. Suppose there is a camp, because all of you have given me complaint. Swamiji never completes the text. If there are 10 verses, he will not complete. If it is 20 verses, he will not complete. Even if there are 5 verses also, he will not complete. 5 days, 5 verses, he never completes. First 3 verses will go 4 days. And last 1 day, 2 verses. Over. Because, please understand, I am looking at the end result. Can you understand the logic here? The camp has to be over. So when camp is to be over, so better to not complete the text. But when there is no end result, you are not focusing on that, then what happens? You are stable, you continue. This is a small example that I am giving it. Now if you look at your life, what is there? What is your target? And remember, this is not one life. Nothing you are lose, okay? Nothing you are going to lose. If this life become waste, don't worry, next life is there. Even if next life is waste, next is there. Hundreds of lives are there. Enjoy. Relax. Keep doing it. That should be the attitude. That should be the maturity. Because when you do with that maturity, there cannot be any restlessness in you. Problem is when you think this is the life, now I am old, or I am sick, I am this, I am that. All these things makes you more insecure, makes you feel more insecure. So that's why when insecurity starts taking over, that means you are trying to narrowing yourself. You are trying to get into your own cocoon. Or you can say you are trying your level best to degrade yourself. Whereas here, Nachiketas, even if in a great occasion, he is not willing to go down or not allowing himself to think in a different way altogether. In fact, when he starts thinking in this way, meanwhile, now father starts thinking, what is happening? Now this child is very stable. Instead of getting angry, instead of running away, instead of crying that you are going to give me lot death, nothing is very stable, something is thinking, that means matter is serious. Now he is trying his level best to pacify. So when he tries to pacify, whether this boy is going to listen to the pacification or not, and what he is going to do, and how he is going to approach, we will see tomorrow. Please close your eyes. Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnaha, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya, Purnamada, Purnameva, Vashishyate. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.